Welcome! So, another attempt on building Ender Switchwire. Yeah, last week we got really rudely interrupted by some technical issues. I hope this won't happen today again. I rebuilt everything a little bit and I hope I just fixed whatever the issue was. I never quite found out what the cause was, but after I rebooted the machine, or like my laptop, last week everything was fine again. So hopefully it was just some temporary glitch that just for some reason happened. Let's see. I did change the lighting as well a bit, so hopefully we don't have those like really bad dark areas here on this side of the machine, because the light came from this direction basically, and now it's from up there somewhere. So hopefully this will be a bit better. Yeah, so basically what we want to do today is we want to finish disassembling this machine. I also got my trusty glass plate on the table again. We already used that one for the V0 to make sure the frame is square. So we will use it again today and check that this frame is square as well. I didn't do anything basically since the last time. The only thing I did was we disassembled the stepper motor for, I can't even remember which one was, from the extruder, and it has this heatsink on it, similar to the heatsink that we have here on this motor. So we have this like heatsink back here, and yeah, I managed to get this off, and it went quite well. It came off like it just popped off. Like I just used spatula basically to get in between there, and it just popped right off. There was a lot of like glue residue, so you can see there's a bit scratches on the surface. So basically what I ended up doing is I just scraped off the glue. It was like really weird. It was like hard, like not the gooey glue residue you usually have, like really hard. And then I just used like 600 grit sandpaper and just sanded it off. That worked quite well, I guess. Then another thing I did is I printed a whole load of hex trays, but not the OG hex trays, but the stackable variation. Problem is I already assembled this machine, and the only other printer I have is a V0. So I was looking for something that I could print the best on the V0 print area, and this one was the winner. Cool. Yeah, I guess ironic. Yeah, let's just continue, I guess. I think I would just continue disassembling the X or the Y axis. No, X axis first. Just turn it around. Let's see how we do that. So, I wonder what's the best way to disassemble that. I mean, I can either just disassemble the top section of the printer and then just roll it off. Maybe that's the easiest, actually. Yeah, let's just do that. So we just get those out on both sides, and we can just move this up and get out of the way. Let's do that. Yeah, disassemble the top first. Yeah, that's definitely what I do. And then we can just get the entire axis out in one go. Let's see, what size do we need here? That looks like a winner. Oh. Just do the step for assembling in reverse. Yeah, I guess so. Like my goal, or like, I try to disassemble the frame as little as possible because I think it's kind of square at the moment. So yeah, I'm trying to disassemble like the base frame as little as possible, but we'll also like in a second check whether it's actually square or not. So I guess no harm in disassembling it now. what I'm really wanting to do since like over a week now is to try whether the Pulley puller I have works. Like I have this like 3D printed tool to pull off the pressed pulleys of the stepper motors. And I'm really curious to see if that actually works or whether it breaks. Let me see if I can give you like a little bit of like a angle on the entire machine here. Like I'm really getting to the edge of what's possible with my camera setup with this machine. So I can't build a V24 here. So that's off in one go. Then I would say let's just put the printer to the side for now and get this disassembled first. So let's see. How do we do that? I guess we can start by just removing the belt and the tension from the belt. Hi, Collie. What was wrong with the camera at the end? I don't know. And that's kind of what scares me. And something is already wrong again, I think. Oh, God. I don't know. What I ended up doing last week, like after the stream ended, I just rebooted my machine. And everything worked right away. Like I just restarted and reopened OBS, what I used to stream. And it just worked like as nothing would have ever happened. So I just hope that it was some temporary glitch that just happened once and will never happen again. I did like change up my setup a little bit, like the way I plug everything in. I tried to optimize it a bit, but yeah, besides that, I have no real clue. And that's like what scares me. Like if I would have found like some issue, or like it wouldn't have worked, and then I changed something, then it would have started working again. That would have been way better because then I knew or would have known what the actual issue is. Now it's just like, yeah, something. That's yeah. Let's see. Okay, let's also try to sort all the hardware. So otherwise, this will be a complete mess because I think I will have to reuse those later again. So here, I'll leave that assembled for now. I think this is something we definitely don't need to reuse. And we also have to get this back plate off first. They use a lot of different screw types here. Like this was already something I see. Like basically every screw is different. It will be fun. So yeah, like those components, we definitely don't need them again. So I would just leave them in one piece for now. Get this out. Oof. It's also really dirty. Like, there's a lot of dust in here. I did switch or swap the wheels at some point, so they kind of look okay. But yeah, it's quite dirty. I did not do a good job in cleaning it. So we don't need the belt. And this side, let's see. So there's one screw in here. I think if you disassemble those two, like this part will just slide out. Oh. I forgot to get the hex wrench. I quickly have to grab the other side of that. I'll grab the whole set. I'm right back in a second. Here we go. I think the green one will be. Yeah. And I think that we have the first motor with a pressed pulley. I'm really curious to try my. Oh, that's tight. Ah, here we go. Ouch. Let's get that free. This one we also have to shorten, if I remember correctly. Because at the moment, like, it was in front of the frame and it will be in between the frame. So we have to cut off like a couple of centimeters of that. That will also be fun. Let's see. So we definitely need to get out the motor here. We rescue the screws. So like the same as on the other side. And then I think the motor is held by those. They're all really tight. I guess it's good. Okay, yeah, I already feel like the motor is coming out. So these are the screws holding the motor in place. Just careful not to drop anything on the glass plate. Technically it's tempered glass, but try not to test it. Okay. Again, I don't think we need anything from this assembly. Like, that's just the rollers, the lead screw. Yeah, I'll leave those in one piece for now. And then we have this part here. Let's see. I of course not forgot my spatula. I'm really well prepared today. Let's just try to get off this pulley here. Like, I'm really curious to see if that works. So the problem is that this pulley is pressed. There's no screw in here. Some of the Ender came with the pressed pulleys and some came with the normal screwed on pulleys. I printed those. I found them on printables. I made a variation on them. Like, normally they used like square hex nut, not square, like square, a hex nut. Oh god. And this one, I'm not sure if you can see it, but this one has a heated insert, M5, but it's one of the cheap ones, not one of the good ones. And this one uses two square nuts. So my concern was with the hex nut that it would like, basically like the plastic would just like be squished out. Oh man, I'm missing words here. Yeah, the plastic would just deform from the pressure and the hex nut would just slip. So the square nut should be way harder to like twist out here. And I also printed that as ABS with six parameters and 40% infill. So this is like a really sturdy part. So yeah, like it's print 2. I expect that this doesn't work. That's kind of like my fear. So the idea is basically you put this in here and the screw basically presses onto the shaft and the bottom part pulls the pulley away. So that's the idea. So that was kind of like the setup I had in mind. See if that works. Oh, something's breaking already. I hear crackling sounds. Uh-oh. Okay, this is exactly... I did not expect that. This is not what I expected to break. So basically right now I'm just pulling the nuts through the ABS. Let me just continue and see, but yeah, it's already. There's the nut. So that did not work. I think we can agree. It didn't move a millimeter. Okay, so that did not work. Let's try the other one. So this one has the heated insert, but then I'm not really confident that this will work. I had higher hopes for the square nuts because they have a larger area or surface area. Yeah, the exact same happens. I'm just pulling heated insert straight out of the plastic, and there was like 3-4 millimeters of ABS above the heated insert. Yeah, the pulley didn't move a millimeter, so that definitely is not working. I want to know whether it's like my print settings. But it's already quite a bit, like you see, it's I'm not sure if it focuses, but like it has 6 parameters. It's quite a strong part, I would say. Okay. Then I think that's, I mean, yeah, that's what I meant by the cheap ones, by the way. So they have like this profile, whereas the Voron ones have this like 45-degree rifled profile. So yeah. Oh, that's disappointing. Okay, let's see. So I think then we just leave this for now. That's a problem for next time. I will need to come up with something to pull it off. I didn't expect that it like didn't budge at all. Like I expected it to be at least like pulled off like a little tiny bit, but from the looks of it, like there's like still completely flush. Oh, that's a shame. Let's see. So technically we have one motor here at the moment, which we can already use because it doesn't have a pulley. We have one more of those in a box. Was the screw slightly larger than the shaft? I don't think so. I mean, it could have been misaligned, but I didn't check that, of course. But it is an M5 screw and it's a 5mm shaft, so it should have been fine. I mean, also here, like looking, even if it would have been slightly larger, yeah, it would have pulled up at least like, I'm not sure if you can see that, but there's a little bit of a gap. Like if you put the screw on top of the shaft, there's like 0.5 millimeter gap between the pulley and the top of the shaft. So it should have at least, if that would have been a problem, should have at least like, I mean, see here the wiggle, right? Like this much should have at least pulled it. Because then you would also be pushing against the pulley. Yeah, I don't think that's what's happening here. I don't think that's what's happening here. But I'm just thinking, like, technically we have only one, like we have 2 motors of those with the pulleys where we need to pull off the pulleys. We only have one without. Not sure if that's a limitation at the moment. I think we won't get that far today to where this will become a problem, but Yeah, so we need to find a solution there. I mean, there are proper pulley pullers exactly for that on Amazon. I just didn't want to buy a separate tool for something I need to do once in my life, then never again. Let's see. Well, that's a shame. These are the 4 screws for the top. Let's put that back actually. Let's put that back. And we have that out of the way. We will need to double check that this is square later. Oh, another size I didn't take, of course. I have to use this again. I just do the 10 type now. Like, we will revisit that later. Oh. Good enough for now. Okay, then let's go for X and Y. Oh, I think the X should be relatively straightforward now. Basically just the 2 screws down here. And then it should, yeah, fall off. I guess we can just pull this one off from the top. Did you self-source all the parts for this? Yes, there is. I mean, self-source is not quite true. It's a bit of a mix of different things. There are some like Switchwire part kits that can be used for the Enderwire as well. Like, that's my understanding. Like, we could figure out later on that I was wrong. But I think, for example, the cable chains, I ordered the Switchwire kit. And actually, in the description of the live stream, there's a full list of all the things I ordered and all the things I already had at hand. So that should be complete. Because it's our Enderwire kit on AliExpress. I didn't see a full kit. What I did see was a Enderwire fastener kit. If you check the start of the last stream, then I basically went through all the parts I have here. But yeah, there's also links in the description, like, to everything that I ordered. And I have a Blue Rolls Enderwire fastener kit, I think it is. So, we don't need the lead through anymore. Here. And this is a bit dirty, but we have one of our motors without a pulley. Just have to get the others to that point as well. Cool. And let's do Y. Let me just put it on the side. Give you a little bit of an angle here. I did put cork under my bed to isolate it from the bottom. I think that actually, not sure if that actually did something. But technically it should help to heat up the bed faster. I'm not sure if I will keep that though. Potentially we remove that. It just might be quite painful to remove that because it will be like glued. So this is loose. This is loose. Let's get this loose. So last stream my monitor was all fine, and now I have the same problems again that I had the stream before last, where my monitor freezes the entire time. I mean, it's a quick fix. I know how to do it by now. That's so a bit annoying. Plagued with technical issues all the time. So let's just get this out here. But Revonic, like if you have the link for the kit, I actually would be interested to see what they include there. If you can just send it in the live chat or the comment, then that would be cool. Because I'm 100% certain that there's something I completely missed to order. Like for the fastener kit, I just fully trust whoever put that fastener kit together, that all the fasteners are there. But I also fully expect that we will have some issues along the way where we'll have to be creative. Speaking of fasteners, let's try to kind of sort it in some logical way. So that's what I have so far from pulling apart everything. So we have a lot of like button cap head screws. Maybe let's just try to see if we keep them in one tray. And those are shorter ones. And yeah, so we have four lengths of those already. And then let's do maybe one tray with the flathead cap screws. Those, and then this entire key. These are ones that I used for my mod, so they are not from the Ender originally. Let's just keep the types together. Then let's do the button cap here. Or yeah, let's do the nuts and stuff here. And those, is that the same? Yeah, these are the same. And these are the same. And this one seems to be like a single one. And let's just get all the nuts in here. Okay, so that's somewhat ordered now. Let's keep filling those up as we go. Okay. Then I think we can just roll off the bed. There's the belt. Get that through here. Okay, one part off, and I think now we can just slowly pull the bed out. Perfect. We have one bed. Put it aside for now. Oh, the frame is really light now. I mean, there's also nothing left, but get the belt out of the way here. We don't need the belt anymore. It's interesting. There's like black something. It looks like rubber from the belt. It's weird that it's like rubbing here in this way, because also in the middle, so it's kind of like this full surface. I can't send links here. I'll send it through Discord. Yeah, it's also cool. I'll just check it out later. So let's see. So we need to get this one off first, I think. Oh, by the way, I tried pulling off one of them like years ago. I kind of forgot. I tried to do it with pliers, which ended up in this very nice. I'm sure you can see it. Oops. Like there's like a piece missing. That was my very sad attempt on pulling it off. Did not work, as you can see. Let's get this one off. I'm really curious to see if these are the same for Switchwire and Ender, but I think the Switchwire ones have slightly different dimensions. Okay, then this goes to our stash. I think we have. Yeah, we have this one before. Then get the motor off. A new size, I think. Oh no. We had those before, and we also have 2 trays with button heads to it. Let's combine them. Then we have 1 tree free, but I'm pretty sure that I will need to print more of those. So then let's get this off. Oh. This one doesn't want to. Okay, we need to have a proper bit for that. And my display died again. That's a bit too frequent for my taste. Let's see. Let me quickly plug that out and in again. Maybe that helps. Okay, maybe that's better. Okay, so this one doesn't want to come out. So let's try if we use another driver, if we have more success. Nope. But this might just be the wrong size. Try one bigger. No, that was the right size. So this screw doesn't budge. Let's see. Let's get the other one out first. Oops. All nice and easy. Drop them. Oh, they're different lengths. Interesting. One is shorter than the others. Okay, let's see. So this one does not want to come out. Interesting. Let's see. I have some. Maybe we can try. Sometimes what works is if you put a Torx bit in there. Let's try that. So this is the forks and the security one with the hole inside. It focuses. Yeah. Let's try. Nope. Let me try to really press down. 1 second, a bit outside of the camera frame. Nope, that just slips. That's a bit of a problem. Maybe I have to get the motor kit after all. Let's see, how could we get this out? So I could try like with a proper driver. I quickly need to get Torx bits for that. Let me quickly try that. Hi Lars, I'll be back in a second. So let's see. Hope I have something in that size in here. I don't think I have a Torx bit that small. I don't think I have a Torx bit that small. I have some weird cheap Allen wrenches here. Let's see if like one of them, because they've never been used before, if it magically has more grip than the other ones. Actually might work. It's I wonder why the screw is so messed up. I don't have anything to extract the M3 screw. Didn't expect so many problems like on the disassembly part already. Let's see, how can we get this out? Let me try and see if I have a flathead that fits. Also in this set, of course, I grabbed the one set of bits that doesn't have like small ones. Let me quickly get another set of bits. I'm right back, sorry. Another set, another attempt. But also here, I think like those bit sets I have, they just don't go down to the size we need to get this out. Like it's all bigger sizes. So the only bit set I have is this one. But these bits are quite bad. Let's see. Yeah, and for here, all the flatheads that I have are the wrong size. This one is too big, and the others are too small, so that doesn't work either. We did try the Torx. There's this weird triangle shaped one that doesn't fit either. Yeah, and these are all the good bits that I would have to get this out. Oh, that's a bummer. Let's see. Yeah, it's just the hex. It's just slipping through. I really wonder what happened to that screw. Like, I mean, it must be my fault because nobody else worked on that printer. But let's try this again. No, it's just shaving it off. I think this makes it worse than anything else. Well, let's Google, right? Google knows best. Let's see. So we M3 hex screw script. 5 easy tricks to remove rounded stripped Allen hex. But from the tools they use, this looks like larger sizes than what we are facing here. Yeah, it's kind of what I tried with the Torx. What else do we do here? Well, okay, that's something we could try. I don't have left-handed drill bits, of course. And yeah, screw extractors is not quite... I mean, that's something we can of course try, right? Like we can... Yeah, we can do that. I have a saw we can use for that. That's of course, that's a good idea. Let's do that. Okay, I need to grab more tools for that. I'm right back. I'm really sorry that I have constantly to run. But then basically we have flathead bits here. We have flathead bits here, so basically all I need is a saw to make like a cut in this part here. And then we can try to get it out this way. Okay, let me grab a saw and then we are right back. Sorry. Here we go. This is a small metal saw. Technically it's meant to cut under like screw head. So it's a little bit bendy. But I think we can just use it to make a cut here. Try to. I'm not sure if that makes a lot of progress. Yeah, there's a bit of a... It's forming slowly. Slowly? Yeah, it's a bit of a gap already. So that seems to work. No, now we're getting somewhere. Not sure we can. I guess we need a bit more. I'm definitely also like damaging like the aluminum part, but yeah. I'm not planning to like deconverting that back, so this is. I most likely will just trash those old ender parts. The glass plate doesn't really help right now. Yeah, let's do a little bit more and then we Now we have little, get too close to that. Not sure what's best here. There's now like a nice cut in here. Let's see if we can find a bit that works with that. Yeah, this already seems to do quite a good job. Ah, here we go. Here we go. Perfect. Google always helps, or YouTube in this case. Nice. Okay, let's trash that. This ender really doesn't want to be converted, I feel like. There's another one of those like indestructible pulleys, so we need to figure that out. And that was the last of our motors. It's like really, it's really nice. Okay, let me give you a bit. I'm still trying to figure out this new camera thingy. So like the last stream, I think I used this lens here, which is quite cheap and shitty. It's also 35mm, so I'm not really getting like this like width or like angle of view out of the lens. But this lens I'm having here now is just, it's like really tall, so it also really helps. So yeah, I'm still figuring this out, but I'm not into buying a new lens at the moment. I actually had the perfect lens for that. It was like a very small lens and I had the same zoom range as this one. And I never used it, and then I just sold it for like 90 euros or something. And now I wish I would have not sold it, because like buying it for some reason is super expensive. But it's always the golden rule. You sell everything you need, and then you keep what you never need again in your life. Oh. But at this point, we have a bare frame. There's nothing left on this ender frame. Put those little end caps back. Bit of tape. Yeah, that is completely bare. There's nothing left except for the rubber feet, which I think we should check out next. But before we do that, let's quickly take a look at our bed assembly. So what I'm using is, I have the yellow springs in here. So these are the upgrade springs, but these will be replaced with the silicone spacers that are now hip and trendy. So I got some of those silicone spacers, and we also will get rid of the big wheels. And then let's quickly disassemble that a bit. But I'm not sure if I will keep the cork. Loose. And then ideally I also would not keep the glass bed. Like the glass is nice, because I still have a bit of issues with this. This bed is kind of warped. I was kind of thinking of just replacing the entire bed assembly. Like you get it new for like 25 euros. That was kind of like one thing I thought about, but then like the risk is that the new bed is as warped as this one. It's just like, I guess, an ender thing. This doesn't want to come up. Yeah, the screw is spinning as well. Let's quickly remove the glass surface. These are like those Creality glass bed clips. They're really cool, actually. I mean, this is like a really nice setup. I printed all the Voron parts on that. It works really well. It's just like, I think for Switchwire, I want to print a bit faster, and then I'm concerned that the bed is too heavy. So I kind of think of replacing this glass bed with a spring steel and hope that this is enough to kind of like remove that uneven bed surface. Yeah, so I was trying some things, right? Like in the middle, it was sagging a bit, so I put a bit of aluminum foil here to push up the middle. And it was really flat. Like as it is now, like I probed it with the BLTouch. It's super flat. We'll have to deal with that later again. And then you also, like at some point having that, I tried sanding off the sides because the middle was always lower. Like you see, I sanded off the sides. And I still had the aluminum foil in the middle, and then it was kind of flat. But yeah, this is kind of like, I think I should replace it. But then my fear is just like that the new one will be even worse. So let's see. This one here is the one that spins. Could we get a Phillips? Oh, that's like the only one that doesn't fit, of course. Just hold that. And here we go. Now it's off. Okay. Let's get the screws out. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 4. These we will still need. Put them in our screw organizer. Then the springs we won't need again. Let's put them to the side, and this we won't need either. Like the Switchwire comes with its own plate. Also, I'm having this weird problem when the part detaches from my bed about a third of the way through a couple of prints, but I don't think it's the bed adhesion because I'm printing first layers perfectly. I haven't really changed any settings. I mean, maybe it's just the material, right? Like it doesn't really need to be your bed. Sometimes it's just the material that has problems sticking to it because it got wet or something. So maybe just try drying the filament or something like that. You can also try to bump the bed temperature. That helps me often when I have problems. With bed adhesion, I usually just try to bump the temperature like 5 degrees. That also helps a lot. This looks kind of nasty, to be honest. Like here, it's like chewed off from the clips. That's where the clips go. It doesn't look nice. I'm really like considering just replacing this assembly completely, and then hoping that the new one is just more flat than this one. Let's see. Let me do some Googling. I think I have local suppliers of the, like I definitely have local suppliers, just a question but I want to pay the local prices. I think it's like you get it on Amazon for like 20-ish euros. So let me see if I do that. Because then we don't have to deal with the cork. I mean, technically I can leave the cork on there, but I kind of want to get rid of it. So let's see. Yeah, let's quickly get a little bit of water in here and get all that gunk off the glass plate. Let's go somewhere over there. But this is a really nice print surface. Like I really like it. I bought it as a stopgap because I had the warped bed, but I really enjoy printing on it. Like technically you can glue it. But yeah, it's a really nice surface, so I would not mind keeping it. It's just like it's heavy, and for a bad slinger, that's not the best to have. Okay, I think what we should do is, I mean, this is also quite dirty, so we should definitely like, see my hands is. Let's do the following. Let's get off, because they're the rubber feet, which we need to get off. Ooh, something. So we need to get off the rubber feet. Let's do that. We can remove the middle beam. The middle beam we need to offset, but I don't remember exactly what we need to do there. Like this needs to be moved, I think, forward. Oh. Wait, let me just take that down quickly. You don't see it on camera, I guess, but there's so much shit falling out here. Oh god. And there's more to come. Hey, you see it here, right? Like, look at this. It's just like the entire plate is... It's all dirty. Oh. I mean, for the people in the chat, how often do you clean your 3D printer, and how thoroughly do you clean your 3D printer? The answer for me is never and not really. So, is there anyone who really like, cleans their printer? Almost never. Yeah, that's exactly what I do. Like, I mean, if there's like if I see that there's like a lot of gunk like in the slots or something, I quickly like take I have one of those like hand vacuum cleaners and just like clean it out quickly. But it's like the most I do. Like I never like I know like really brush out the slot or anything. Like it's just like if there's like an obvious thing. Also, like for the V0, like I vacuum clean the build, like the floor of the build chamber. But it's also more like if I see that there's like something really dirty in there. I once vacuumed the V slot at the bottom when I was putting the slot covers. Yeah, exactly. That's like if there's like some reason that you're working on anyways, then I do that. But yeah, as you can see with all, god, it's really like disgusting actually. I mean, it's mostly just metal. And the metal I'm confused, but oh yeah, we did the we put the slot in the screw. So I think that's just like for me sawing the screw. But there's just like bits of filament and that. Makes sense. Oh yeah, also here you see, oh it's dirty. I have a stick tag. I'm really curious to see how square the frame is. I remember when I got it, I basically like the advice you got back then was like to loosen all the screws and put it on a flat table and let the frame settle basically. And that's what I did. So it's like most likely with this table. I'm pretty sure with this table, it's just like leveled on the surface of the table. But yeah, not really according to the Voron specs. So I'm really curious to see if it's like properly or like almost square or if it's completely off. This out. We need this later again. More gunk. Okay. Let me quickly wipe this down. But I'm also like I kind of want to clean it now. I don't have anything to like get into the rails. And not rails, into slots. I have isopropyl alcohol and one piece of kitchen towel. That's all I have right now. Just wipe it down. But hey, at least we have it disassembled, minus the pulleys. Is your Ender 3 V2 Pro? Yeah, it's the Ender 3 Pro. But but it was one of the earliest Pro models, if I recall correctly. I really should like look at the date at some point when I got it. But it must have been 2018, I think. So there was definitely no Ender 3v2 yet. Yeah, I think that kind of helps now. I'm just not really get into the real corner here. Okay, here as well. It doesn't need to be super hyper clean, but I mean, we should at least high enough start with a clean frame. Okay, that looks better. Okay, let's to the back side. Ah, it's so nice and light now. Okay. Oh, there's some glue residue here. Let's see. But I think that the top part I can clean later. Let's quickly try to drop it off. Yeah, that seems to work. Let's quickly clean. Okay, maybe it doesn't work as well as I thought it would. Okay, that's for later. Okay, cool. Then let's try to get rid of those rubber feet. Maybe let's start with this one. Oh, okay, that goes quite well. But more glue residue. Let's just put them over there for now. It's actually like a nice material. That's something I might want to reuse at some point. For some feet, like it's nice and dense. It's like, that could be useful. I'll keep those. I always keep those. We definitely have to get rid of all of that. Otherwise we can't make sure it's properly square. Which means I, of course... Ah, you can wrap it up. Okay, perfect. You can just roll it up and then it's gone. Perfect. Easy. Nice. At least something where this Ender is cooperative in being disassembled. Side. There's some more. Okay, that's it. Let me get all the stuff off my glass plate again, and then moment of truth. Make sure we don't have anything on here that can cause the frame, or like, not the frame to not be level, but like prevents us from testing the frame. Okay. I think all the other stuff. Yeah, that looks good. Oh, now moment of truth. Getting a little bit more space. Yeah, you see that, right? So this is definitely not level. Okay, so here's the plan. Let's do the following. Let's loosen the screws on both sides. Also still dust in here. So let's loosen the screws and make sure that the bottom section is nice and level. Oh yeah, that works. I'm just using the bit to press it into rail here. Not the rail, the slot. Let's actually do the following. Let's take the top part off, maybe. Shall we do that? Yeah, let's do that. I mean, like, at this point, it doesn't really matter, right? Just get this off. And then let's make sure the bottom section is all nice and level. So we really go down to single extrusions. Okay. Take this to the side for now. Now we can clean this properly. So on one side. And second side. Okay. So let's. Yeah, you definitely should see that on camera. So let's just loosen everything. After working on the V0 so much, like this feels like so massive compared to the what is the V0 is 15 extrusions. Okay, so this is now all loose. Also make sure we don't have like tons of dust again on the plate. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now it's flat. Nothing, no wiggles. Cool. Let me get our trusty engineering square. How do we do that? Best. I guess let's make sure that one side is square. I'm just thinking how to use it best. So I guess. Problem is like I can't press against it because it goes directly into the ring. You kind of have to take it off the ground. Okay, let me just do it like this. And then let's just press down and tighten 2 of those screws. Okay. Let's see. Are we square? Not quite, but should be fine. Done. Let's also quickly see if we align here. Just tighten 2. Okay. So, yeah. This looks good. Let me tighten the rest and then double check that everything is still square. One side. Okay. Moment of truth. Oh, it's actually perfectly level. No, perfect. Like there's no movement whatsoever. Perfect. Okay, that is nice. Then let's put this one back. I wonder what's the best way to do that. I think technically I think we just take off the top bar again and then just mount left and right one by one. That would be the best, I think. I might be wrong. Okay. Okay. Running a bit of space here. So the long screws are for this. I don't think we need to pay attention to any orientation here because there will be nothing mounted to that directly. So put this up. Just putting the screw back in that we have like a little bit of a guide. So, okay, then this is like at least a little bit anchored. So technically we can just put this here and then we know it's a square. And the important part, I guess, is the flat to the ground. So let me try. I tightened it just like a little bit more. It's still like wiggling, but like not loose. Okay. So now the important part is basically technically what we could do. I think of clamping that to the. Not sure if we need that. Nah, let's just try to tighten it like this. Let's see if we end up square. Definitely not square. It's off by a bit. But I don't think that's the... That's interesting. There's like left here, there's like, you can kind of see it, like my fingernail almost fits in here. There's a gap, but on both sides. So it's just extrusion isn't super flat, I think. That might be the issue here. Let's do the other side and see how that goes. See you, Ironic. Thanks for dropping in, as always. Steven announced an Enderwire kit. Yeah, Revonic I think mentioned that. Like just earlier in the stream that there's now an Enderwire kit. But I didn't know about, or like I didn't look into that yet. Do you know what's included ballistic tech? Like is it the fasteners or is it like the entire thing you need? The top and bottom. think this one used to be the bottom because there's a hole for the LED motor. Quickly get this in here so it doesn't fall over. Okay. And the other important question is like if the Cibor has now Cibor has now Enderwire kit, like what's the cost? That would be the other thing, right? Because like I mean I already forgot again, but in the description of the stream I listed out all the parts that I ordered and what my total was in the end. So it would be interesting to see, to compare there. I mean, like I had a little bit of overhead, of course, because I had 2 extruders. But it would be interesting to see where it's like much cheaper with the kit, because like I ordered a lot of like single parts, and usually like if you do that, it's more expensive. Wait, I just got a Discord message from Ballistic Deck that the chat is frozen. I'm not sure. I think it looks all fine to me. No, it looks all fine to me, Ballistic Tech. Like the last message I see is your Cibor announced Enderwire kit, but that's in the browser and on stream. It looks all fine to me, I think. Okay, this side is much better. Like this is proper square. Oh. Oh, it's a screw head that's sticking out now. Because now it's completely, but there's a screw head sticking out now. So it was good that we took those off. Okay, so this side is definitely not square. This side is square. Okay, so we know that the bottom, although it's like wiggling around, is square, but it's just like the screw heads are sticking out on the bottom. Let's see, I won't get them so tight that they don't stick out anymore. Yeah, that's not how it is. Okay, so we know one side is square, the other side isn't square. So the interesting part would be now if I put this on top. Oh yeah, it's definitely off. That's definitely off. So if you see here, it's like it's aligned, perfectly aligned on the other side. And here it's like that much off. And you can pull it in, right? But the idea would be that this is like automatically in line. Let me quickly check. Let me anchor that with one screw so it doesn't fall over. Let me anchor that. I mean, technically we can pull this in now, right? But this would mean this side is the non-square, hopefully? Yeah. This one is not square, and this is also like, yeah. This one is perfectly square. Let's do the following. Let's try to fasten this and pull this extrusion in, and hope that then in the end it will be nice and square. But that's like the Ender kit, or the Ender stuff, right? Like you never know what you get. Stream was behind. No worries. No worries. You got me scared there. I'm still managed to have the entire stream without technical issues. So I hope I can finish without technical issues. Okay, so now both sides. Okay, that's the absolute maximum reach of my camera. Okay, so the top is now aligned. Okay, this side is still square to the bottom frame. And this one it's still out of square, but it's way better. Like there's still a little bit of like wiggle. So there's like, there's still wiggling, but it's way less than it used to be. It's still not quite good, right? So I wonder what we can do if we, I mean, it's aligned here, not perfectly so, but we can try to press this in a bit more. Now there's a little like step out. Let's see if that helped. Still. Still not. We can try like flipping this extrusion around. Maybe that helps. If we do it just the other way. Kind of expected that there would be a little bit of trouble here. With the frame, but it should be solvable. But ballistic tech, then back to my question. Do you know what's in the Seaboard kit? Like, is it a full everything you need kit, or is it like you still need hotend or something like that? I'm just really like flipping that around. Back in there. I'm not tightening them fully. You can still move it, and then we flip it over and align it with the glass build plate. But then knowing, that's not the thing, right? So we know that those screws on the bottom stick out of the extrusion. That's why like the bottom part's not wiggling. So I wonder, that's kind of the case here as well. Like it's not as bad, but it's definitely. Okay, that's... So you're kind of screwed here, like you can't really like trust, like if you put it against a flat plane, that it's flat. That's a shame. Let's do the next best thing and just try to force it like this. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, now it's bent in the opposite direction. So now you see like if it's like not attached here, like now there's a step out and we have to pull or push it a little bit in this direction. Let's see what happens if we push it out. But I fear that this part is just not straight. At which point I don't think there's too much we can do about that. Oh, now it's nice and square actually. Like there's not much. There's no give. the other side as well. Oh, nice. Ah, perfect. And this direction. Yeah, it's also like the extrusions are not like if you put the engineering square here, like it's wiggling left right. Like it's not really like it's not flat in the middle. That's a shame. If you like put it across, I think it should be fine. Yeah, there's a little bit like it's a little bit leaning backwards. Same here, it's leaning a little bit backward, which should mean that there's a little bit of a gap on the bottom. Okay, so it's leaning a little bit. I'm not sure what we can do there, to be honest. Let's make sure that the top part is properly square. So I'm just putting engineering square like that, so it's like aligned in this orientation and here. Loosen that. And then just pressing everything together against the engineering square. So technically, like it should be constrained. Like now, this should be perfectly flush, and this should be perfectly flush. Let's put in the last two screws, and let's just double check everything. Rails enclosure, Stealth Burner 80XL V6 hotend magnetic bed sheet, Mini 12864 display, clipper expander, hardware, motor, bells, 5V PSU. Oh, that's a lot. That's almost everything, like including the hotend is nice. This is a lot. Like that's basically everything, right? Yeah, I saw the link. Let me quickly. I'm really interested. Let me quickly check that out. And just like to show this is all the dirt that came out of this printer. It's really like really disgusting. Okay, let me quickly. There's more. Thought by now we had all the stuff out. Okay, let me quickly open the link. For some reason my internet is a bit slow. Here we go. E3 Switchwire is not a 3D printer. It's upgrade package. Okay. But do they have a price already? I mean, it's $295 to $390. I guess it's like depending on what you pick and choose. But it's that's quite a good price. I think that's like around what I paid as well, but I don't have the full enclosure, obviously. And then okay, and then you can choose the printed parts. So with the printed parts, it's $390, and without, it's $295. Exactly. Yeah, optional ABS parts. Exactly. So if I quickly compare that. Let's not open the live stream while I'm live. That would be like a complete loop. But in the description, I have the full list, like what I bought. And I paid, yeah, $344 for all the parts. But that excludes the hotend, and that excludes the probe, the BLTouch in my case. And I do not have the panels. I only have the deck panel and the bottom panel. And these were quite expensive. Like that alone was like €6. because I had to custom order them. That seems to be like a really good deal. Here's the bomb. So it's fasteners, frame. Also, yeah, I have to, don't know where it is, but I have to cut the middle section for me. So they include that, that's nice. They include 2 NEMA 17 steppers. Wonder why they include 2 steppers. That's the pancake for the stealth burner. Yeah, it's only... They include 2 stepper motors. I wonder why they include 2 stepper motors. Does it come with dual extrusion? And they included the 2 steppers for the the pancake. Replacement X extrusion. Yeah, that's this one here, right? The replacement X extrusion. Cables, motion. They do. Oh yeah, that's the magnetic build surface on top. That's nice. That they also include that one, and then it's all the panels. Yeah, but they only have 1 extruder kit. So I really wonder what those NEMA 17 are for. I mean, I assume it would be for the XZ. Did you replace those? It seems like a really good price, to be honest. Like for the stuff that's included, that's way more than what I purchased, because like all the panels are included and the steppers are included. It seems like a really good price. Like I would be interested to see how that pans out. Like if you have I mean 300, it's not a bad deal, right? Like what? How much does a Ender 3 Pro cost at the moment? Like $200, 200 euros, something like that. And then you pay like 300 on top. You can use the printer to print the printed parts, and then you pay 300 on top, and you have like for 600 you have a Switchwire. It doesn't seem like to be a terrible deal. Okay, let me quickly just triple check everything. So this is now nice. And this is nice. We know that this one is leaning a bit. Yeah, there's the gap on the bottom, so this is leaning towards me. Yeah, this is leaning this direction, so that fits. Yeah, so we know that the top section leans the pad in this direction. That's direct drive setup. You're going to dual bone, right? Yeah, exactly. I do 2 M4 extruders. So I ordered, I actually ordered like a spare Creality stepper. So I used the stepper motor that came with the Ender, and I ordered the same replacement stepper again. So they will be on the side, but I won't have an enclosure. I only have the deck panel and the bottom panel. So that's why I can, like, if you want to have the Switchwire with the panels on the side, you need a pancake stepper motor for the M4 extruders, but because I don't have that, I get away with the taller steppers. Okay, and this one we know it's wobbling because of the screw heads. Without the screw heads, that should be fine. Problem is I cannot test it anymore. Because if I now like pull off the screw heads here, then we are back to square one basically. But they are clearly standing out, like you really feel it. So this is the problem we have here, pretty sure. So I would assume that we have a frame that is acceptable. Like I'm not sure what I can do about the leaning. It's just that most likely the extrusion isn't like flat, but I don't have any way of like flattening that extrusion cut. I know if I would have now like a how's it called in English, like a bench saw or something like that, I could do something, but I don't, so I can't really. So that's just, I guess, what we have to live with. That's fine. It should be fine. Like the important part for me was like this is square, so that's the case. So it's leaning a little bit, which sucks, but yeah, it is what it is. Cool. So then I think at the moment the frame is perfectly square, so it does not really matter what direction we go with. I think this cutout here is, like, I'm looking now at the back, but we can quickly check that in Fusion. Let's see. Does the mouse work? Maybe? Not on the glass. Not on the glass. Okay. So if we check that out, we can hide. Yeah, so if I'm looking now on the back, the cutout here is on the right. So I'm looking now on my setup here, we are looking from the front. Okay, that's good to know. Then the second thing we need to do is actually, it's a bit hard to see here, but you see it here, like those are the holes, like we have 4 holes here. And 2 of them are towards the front. So we shift that Y-beam a little bit to the front by basically one screw hole direction, one screw hole distance, which I think should be like 4 centimeters. And then I think what we should do is we should like quite quickly throw on those skirts here with the rubber compressor feet, so we have like a stable base to work again, because like right now it's just like super wiggly. So I think that's what we should do. So let's just start with the Y-X, like the Y-beam in the middle, and then just throw on these like side skirts here with the rubber compressor feet. And then I think we can just build out, technically we can just build out this entire skirt, but I think it's best to, after we have that on the side, to do the bed assembly here. I think that would be best. Oh, we do need that metal plate. I thought we would discard that, but we still need it to mount everything. Okay, so let's do the following. Here's the plan. So we put the skirts on, then we check out the linear rails and put the linear rails. No, let's put the Y-beam on first, and then let's put the linear rails on there. And then let's see how far we get. Maybe we assemble a little bit of the bed assembly. Yeah, so that would be next steps. And then I have 1 week to consider whether I want to swap out the aluminum build plate or not. Seems like a plan. Let's do it. There's more junk in here, so let me try to get it out. They're really dirty. There must be something on Thingiverse or Printables, which is like a cleaning tool for V-slot rails. If you just have something that perfectly fits like the geometry of that, and you can just slide it down, then you should get all of that stuff out. Okay. So, we said I'm looking from the front here. Let me just quickly double check that. I'm looking from the front. Yeah, I'm looking from the front. So basically, this needs to be on forward shifted like this. Okay. Put it on the side. So the front two go in the back. Quickly putting it in by hand so it's like a catch and doesn't fall down. This is still loose. Okay, and then I would just try to press everything together in a square here, and just hope that everything stays nice and square as I go. Yeah, that looks pretty good. No, my engineering square starts to rust. There's a little rust spot on there. Too bad. Okay. Then this is mounted. So now just to show you again. So we now basically have 2 holes here free and 2 like holes here free. So basically the front screws screw now into the back holes of the wire extrusion. Okay, let me set that down again. Yeah, they are hard to clean. I've had to tap ends of some. Yeah, it's terrible. Like it's just like dust magnet. It's horrific. I mean, like if you would have like a V-slot brush or something, I think that would be something I would buy. Oh no! This used to be the bottom parts. Now we have the. Yeah, it doesn't matter, I guess. Yeah, you won't see that. I'll most likely now mark the bottom as well. Let's quickly check. If yes, I swap it around. Let's quickly redo that. I feel like the Ender extrusions are so much easier to scratch compared to the LDO extrusions I had for the V0. Yeah, this side looks nicer. Let's go this direction. Do it again. It really likes to focus on the top part of the extrusion here. Okay, so they are not super tight. Let's also make sure that this is like straight in that direction actually. So let's just, I think this is better to do it like this. And we know that it's like where in this direction. That's, I think, more important than whether it's drooping down or not. Because like if it's drooping down in this direction, for example, like then bad level, the bad level compensation just picks it up. Not a big deal, I think. Okay, let's quickly check. So this is. This is so annoying, like it directly goes, like if I align like this, it directly goes into the rail. How do we do that? Well, I mean visually it's aligned. I can't press against it, but it's visually square. So that's good. Okay. Then let's put it to the side and put on the first parts. I'm not quite sure if we need to have heated inserts in those. And I, of course, don't have the printed parts with me. That would be like well too prepared for me. So let me just quickly grab them over there. And I also need the rubber feet. Give me a second to grab everything. Okay. Oh, there's some rust on my linear rail. I don't know what happened here. Oh, we already know which one faces downward. Why is there... Oh, it's like something must have dripped. Something must have dripped on there. Some water or something. Okay. Let me see. So somewhere in this box I have rubber compressor feet. There should be bulky and easy to find. Here we go. And then in this box, let me just show you. So here in this box, we do our skirt part. That's this side. Yeah, these are all the skirt parts technically that we will start need now. But let's start with those. I just have the rest down here. Okay. Okay, let's quickly see how does it mount. So, I mean, these are really just like plastic part or like rubber parts. And then they come with those M5 screws and nuts. I wonder what I think it just really screws into plastic. Does it grip? Let's quickly check in Fusion. But basically two of them, yeah, that fits in like this. And then we have two heated inserts and three here, and put that together like that. And then this would basically go here. Okay, so we definitely need M3 heated inserts. That's one thing we need, which means we need to check our hardware kit. And then the other thing we need to figure out is how those M5 screws go into here, or which hardware is used to fasten. Okay, let's quickly jump to Fusion. Oh, it's just not modeled. Okay, nice. It's just there's nothing modeled here. So I assume that we will have to drill, or like to drill, but like to put that M5, the M5 screw directly in. And then let's see, so what do we have here? You don't see the overlay in Fusion, I still have to fix that. But this is an M3x8. Oh, and you don't see it because I have it hidden. So this is an M3x8. Those two are M3x8. And this is just not modeled, so we need to figure out how to attach that here. And I would say let's just try to make that work before we do anything else. So there needs... Is it? No, it doesn't fit, of course. Let's see. This one is a fit. So this goes through the foot, and then it should go in here. Let's see if I can just... Yeah, that goes in. Okay, so we can just directly screw into plastic here. Ooh. I heard a not so nice sound. I'm not sure if I'm splitting the part right now. It's quite tight. Okay, this is too hot for me. I cannot reprint this part because this part doesn't print on the V0. I have to print it on the Ender. I think this is too tight. But yeah, this is also not an M5, this is an M6, I think. Yeah, 6. This is the M5 from my Pulley puller. So I think what we can do here, I mean, the M5 goes straight through. There's a lot of like space, but I somewhere had a spare M5 nut. Okay, so what I'm thinking here, I would put a washer, M5 washer in here, put the M5 screw through, put the M5 screw through here, and then potentially, like this is an M5 heated insert, which I used for the pulley puller. Potentially we can just sink this one in here, but I'm not quite sure. I think it's better to sink it from the bottom side then, because that won't fit perfectly. Like this hole will be a little bit too tight, which means there will be plastic pushed down the hole. And if we do it from here and we have a shorter M5 screw, we can use M5s to tighten that. Then we don't have to force the M6 into this hole. Because I'm really scared, like this needs to go in almost all the way. I'm really scared that I'm just like breaking the part and I have no way of reprinting this part. So I'm not really in the mood to trying that out. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so what do we need? We need M5 heated inserts, 3 more. We need M3 heated inserts. We need a soldering iron. And we need shorter M5 screws, which I have, which is great. I just don't have them here, which is not so great. Okay, so I have a shopping list. Let me quickly grab all the things we need, and I'm right back. Here we go. Okay, this is my fancy hardware kit. I have these M5 screws. They're like 15. So I think if we combine them with those M5 washers, this could be a winning strategy. So they need to go in not too deep. So it's basically if we take a slightly longer it doesn't want to get out. Here we go. That goes back in here. Okay, no, let's practice here. So if we use a slightly longer of those heated inserts, something like this, like even if we push it in and like there's plastic building up on the bottom part, then we can screw it in far enough to make it work. So I think this is a winner. Let's try that, okay? So we need 3 more of those M5 screws. And we need 3 more of the washers. And 3 or 4 in total of those heated inserts. Wait, let me quickly check. Was it this size we wanted? Yeah, that was the size we wanted, so it's one more, I think. Okay. Then we should have everything we need. Let's quickly swap out the tip. I turned it on for like a split second before I realized I had to change the tip. Oh, it's a little bit warm. Okay. And then because this is PLA, let's just go with like 230. Okay, let's quickly heat it up. So, let's try this one first. And then we have two of those here. So while this is heating up for a second, let's grab our magic hardware kit. I definitely need more of the hex trays. Like that's already running out of space. Yeah, I still have one empty one. Let me just dump all the heated inserts in here. So seemingly we don't need too many. That's all they give you. So, okay, let's start with this one. Here it goes. Okay, that is not working well. Just try to give you like a side angle of that. Not easy to center that. I think I might be better off if I chamfer that. So, because this is like way too big actually. Huh. Yeah, I mean it's just like it's just not wide enough for or it's just too wide for M5 but not wide enough for M6. I wonder whether heated inserts are the best way to do that, to be honest. What we also could try. What we also could try. And what's the size of that? So this is 6.7 millimeters. And the hole is basically 5. So we definitely need this a little bit wider. What I'm thinking now is whether I drill it out as 6, which of course I don't have here, so I have to grab that. But if I drilled it out as 6 millimeters, the hole, this should be fine because we have 4 perimeters, which should be fine then still. So if I drilled it out as 6 millimeters, then this would have like 0.7 millimeters of overhang. Let's do that. I didn't expect the first part to not fit already. Okay, let me grab a drill and then we will try to do that. Okay, here we are. We also have this to like chamfer it a bit. 6 millimeter drill. In here. Should be already fine, right? We don't have to drill through the entire thing. second. Should put here, exactly. Okay, now I have a nice chamfering tool. Okay. So now this should be, yeah, now we're talking. Still a bit tricky. Now also needs a second. To heat up, like this is a big, big heated insert. It's going in, it's going in. Slowly. Okay, let me bump the temperature a bit. I think that just needs to, that needs to heat soak a second. But now we are committed to the heated insert. Oh, here we go. Woo. Okay, we definitely need to lower the temperature again. Try to. Oh, it's just a foot, it will be fine. But this is not super nice. But it will accept the M5 screw. But I wouldn't put too much. Yeah, it's not nice. Like it's not really centered. But this is how we can do it. But we need to lower the temperature again. Like it went in too quickly in the end. Okay, then let's do the small ones quickly. It should be quick and easy. Oh. Oh, that's the side of the screws. My bad. So this fits together like that. Here, there, that's where the heat insert's going. I was a bit shocked for a second. Let's put that in. Oh, yeah, well, that explains. Okay. And then let's do this one. So we drill it. This should already be enough. Yeah, we chamfer it. And then we need a heated insert. Let's try it again. The temperature is now back at 230 degrees. Now you can see it live. But I think it just really needs to heat soak like for a second, like that the entire like heated insert just heats up to like the 230 degrees. It's like on the other one it took like a real while and then like it sunk in like straight away. Just a bit tricky to keep it straight because like the heated insert tip is like barely wide enough to cover the M5. see. Patiently waiting. I mean, sinking a little bit very slowly. I'm still waiting for the sudden sinking. Okay. Let's bump the temperature a bit. 290. That's not going super smooth. And I hurt my shoulder a bit this week in the gym, and this is not very nice to press on. Something happened now? Ah, I'm gonna need a quick break. Let me try to do it with my left hand. Okay. Thinking, let's go back to right. Oh, it's not super straight. You try to straighten it out. I'll just hold it for a second while it pulls down. I mean, M5 is not easy to do. The M3s are very much easier. I mean, you see like it's sinking like all around a bit. Okay, so that's one side done. And then basically we need now the, what did we say? 3x8 screws to connect the two parts together. Now I'm wondering, so we have quite a bunch of things here which I need to organize. Really long screws. Really short screws, 3x12. Are those same? No. 316, M320, M330, 40, M3x8. Here we go. I'll just have a pile of screws over here. Good. We need 4 of those. Let's just get it in there. Hey, why doesn't this grab? Oh, that's fine. It's also sticking out enough. There's another light. It doesn't want to go in. Oh, I'm an idiot. There's no other way to say that. I'm like trying to screw it in, and it's like, yeah, it doesn't work, right? Like if you have the wrong size hex, then things tend to not work. Magic, magic, magic. Magic. Okay, cool. Let me just gently tighten that. You don't have to over tighten that. Cool, it's one section. Then we should be able to put in. I'm just wanting to make sure that this is like pulled down enough. And that's just, we need so many like different. In here, so it's also that we don't have to tighten that like super, but hey, it's on, so this works. It's not pretty, but I guess nobody sees it. I just realized that I'm an absolute idiot. Again. So here's the question. How do we tighten those? Here. How do we tighten that here? And the answer is, we don't. The idea was that the M5 screws go through here and then tighten into a nut here. So what we did here was absolute pointless. I mean, for the record, this works. Now we can get them out again. Oh, okay. So if you don't have a manual, it's better to think twice and do once. Let's take it as a lesson. Let's take it as a lesson. Okay, let me leave that for now for a second. Let's quickly put this together, this side together. So we have to have the two inserts here. And then what I do later, let's quickly get this in. It's still a little bit too hot. Let's put it down again to 230. Okay. Let's get that together. And now I understand how this is supposed to work. So the idea is it's a bit stupid that it's not modeled in Fusion, so you don't see it. But the idea is you have the rubber feet. We need to check whether we have an M5 matching there, but we can also just use this one I had laying around from the pulley extractor. So this goes really just through. This just goes through. And then on the other side, we use one of those hammerhead nuts to screw into it. That's really all there is. Do we just put a hammerhead nut? Oh, sorry, I'm lost. We'll put a hammerhead nut in here. And let's see if the screw is long enough. Otherwise we need to dig into our fastener kit, but I think it should be fine. Yeah, this is fine. So let's get this out. Does that fit? Yeah, that's the right one. So this just goes. Sorry, it's a bit over. No, it's not long enough. Oh, it is. Okay. Let's get it on first, and then we can slide it in. Oh, it's M4. Okay, my bad. That would explain why it doesn't fit. Okay, so we need to dig into the fastener kit. let's see what they have here for us. Let's see. So we have these. Yeah, this M4, this M5. So let's just see if we can make that work. Let me quick decide. So they go into the slot. And well, M5 now. Yeah, that's M5. Let's see, it's a bit tricky because the screw is barely long enough and you can't really reach the screw. Okay. Ugh. Okay, let's see if they have to screw. Like, this is really hard because you have to press the screw down and use the socket. Okay, so we need some form of M5 by 30. This is what we're looking for, M5 by 30. We do have M5 by 20. There were no M5s here. M5, we have M5 for 35, but they might be too long already. And they're only four, they're 5 M5 by 35, so I'm really not sure if they are intended to be used here. Because it's not modeled in Fusion, that might be missing from the kit altogether. Yeah, that's also too long, so it's definitely not these. So it's not these. So there's no M5 by 30 included in the fastener kit. It starts out amazing. It's like that's the first thing we need to do. Okay. So then I use my M5 by 30. And we need to figure out how to press the screw down while having that socket on there. Yeah, I got it. Okay, I got it. Okay, so this one is attached. So basically, you have to, or like I have to press down and then I can turn the socket and then it goes in. Okay, cool. Let's hope that they have some of those nuts extra. So that goes in on the other side now. Oh, this one. So that goes in here. And then I quickly need to grab another one of those M5 by 30s. Luckily, I have a lot of them. Okay, then go through here. And then we have to do the same trick again. So socket on, and we press with Allen wrench. Oh. Questions, is it aligned at all? Let's maybe start with aligning it first. So that's now aligned. It's not the ideal screw for the situation, I can tell you that much. Yeah, it's grabbed it. Okay, so let's slide to left, right. And then we have one side on. Not over tighten that. Cool. So that's the first. First part of our skirt is on. We made our life hard, and we did not yet resolve all the hardness. Let me get that back. So now the problem is we messed around on this side with stuff, and we need to get those out again. So in the end, it doesn't really matter. We can just drill like M5 through here. We just have to get out the heated inserts. So I will just heat it up like a lot now. So just let that. I just heat it up completely. Like I just let it heat soak. And then I quickly push in M5. And then I pull it out. And then we can drill like a 5mm hole through. And then we just forget that this ever happened. I think that's a good approach. We can all agree on. See? Here we go. On. Hot. To the other side. I mean, they are not in there super well anyways. And then we can just drill out the hole again. Because like, I can show you in a second, but now like basically we pushed plastic into the hole. See if it's already enough. Yeah, here we go. Okay. So let's get rid of the 6mm drill bits and use the 5mm drill bit. Ah, that was pointless. But yeah, you see like there's like it's closed now. So just need to quickly clean that out. No, there's like quite a big hole in the bottom, but doesn't really matter. Okay. Enough heated inserts for now. Let's clean that out. Okay, so I actually wonder whether we can. It would be nicer if we have like a nut in here, a washer in here as well. Let me try if that is still like long enough then, because like the screws barely pop out. I think it's not. I mean, it doesn't need to be. No need for a washer here. Okay. Let's do the same here. Get it all in frame. So we use. I really hope that we have like spares of these, because there's no M5 used, I think, in the rest of the printer that much, like in the Ender original. I would have them. I would need to double check what I now pull apart. Potentially there are some like in the assemblies we didn't disassemble yet. Okay, so lock it on, lock it on, and then we push in. Check from the side. Yeah. It grabbed it already, perfect. And then we do that again on this side. I think I need another one. So, do here. We have push in. Yeah, perfect. Grab the small. Quickly tighten those. Doesn't need to be super tight. Yeah. Pulling on my soldering iron. Wait. But it's standing on its new feet. It's quite a solid stand, which is great. But I just see that we forgot to kind of align it a bit before tightening. It's not aligned here, so let's quickly fix that. I mean, this will also be like, I really like this color combination. It will be like a mostly black printer with like those little tiny bits of like orange, yellowish sprinkled in. I mentioned last time, but basically like this is all the accent parts in this color are PLA, because I didn't want to buy like a whole spool of ABS in some color to like print like 5 parts basically. So it's mostly ABS in black, and then like all the accent parts are just in PLA. So we needed to, or like I was careful to not use them in any part where it would be dangerous, or like where like the PLA would like bear any load or something. So it's only like those accent parts and skirts and stuff like that. Also having a closure so temperatures shouldn't be too much of an issue. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I wonder whether I should start something else. Otherwise it would be like a nice cutoff point now. So we have the frame basically squared, everything's disassembled. We have the first part assembled with some minor hiccups. And I think that is like do it not apart, or do it cut off. which do we do? I mean, what would be the next step to do? I think the next step would logically be to put the rails, the linear rails on. And also, it's interesting, there's a little bit of rubber here, like from the wheels. So I think the next step would be the linear rails. So technically we can just grease the linear rails. Yeah, let's do that. Let's grease the linear rails. Let's just carefully airlift it away. And yeah, I'll clean. It's a complete mess here. But let's look at the linear rail. I hope there is not any more rust on them. Yeah, like there must be like some water drips or something that got onto my linear rails. You see it here? There's a tiny bit of rust. And here. I'm a bit annoyed by that. I'm not gonna lie. So that means those two go to like the rusty rusty ones go under the bed. I already cleaned them like a while ago. Most like I should have just left them in their packaging. But yeah, I cleaned them. And then I didn't start the Switchwire build for quite some time. That's why I now have the issues. For greasing, I think we have a couple of options here. So what LDO tells us to do. Like in the LDO manual always says to grease like that. But these are like MGN12 rails, so they're quite big. And they have quite substantial fill ports on the top and bottom. So I wonder whether it's easier to press it in from here. Yeah, there's also like rust on the end. So there must have been like a drip of water or something going in there. Annoying. Okay, but as long as the running surfaces aren't rusty, I'm good. Okay, I need some kitchen towel, just to be sure. I have... Yeah, let me grab like a couple of pieces of kitchen towel just to wipe everything off once we're done. And then I think we can grease them, and then we can also take two and mount them to the y-axis. Oh, okay, give me a second to grab some kitchen towel. So, back with kitchen towel. Maybe just humidity. I'm not sure if it's humidity because it's very localized. Like you see here, for example, like it's a really like just like a splash here of rust. And also on the carriage on the side here, like it was just like one dab of rust right here. So it's not like there's no rust anywhere except for those like spots. So I think it's just like a drip of water or something. That's how it looks like to me. Okay, let's do the following. I think I will try to use the port, so I'll just press it in from here. And maybe not directly with my hand next to it. A bit of this view from what I'm doing here. Now I don't see anything. That doesn't work. Not sure if that works. Okay, let's go the LDO path and just grease them from the bottom. Yeah. See there, it's like just like squeezing out on the sides. Just do it a couple more times. The only reason why I don't like doing it like that is that you now have this like one hole in the middle that's completely like packed with grease. And you have to clean it out. Let's maybe do one more hole each. So we have a little bit of like a spread there. Okay, so now we have to get all the grease out again. On one hand side, I always like thinking that's such a waste, but then like, I mean, seeing like how little we now use, and I have like a whole tube of that still. It's not that bad. Ooh. And that's what I mean. You see, like those holes are completely filled with grease. Ooh, that's a lot of grease. Well, they're definitely like greased. Like they feel smooth. Just have to get the excess out. Okay, let's see. How do we get the hole cleaned? Maybe we can just peel it out. Oh, it just squeezed out the other side. That's quite funny, actually. Yeah, it's quite wasteful. No way around that. Now I already realized I have way too little kitchen paper here to handle this. Let's also put some alcohol. Wait, let me give you a little bit more of an overview of what I'm doing here. Yeah, it feels nice. Okay, so this is done. Then let's do one more. So I mean, technically it's not bad if there's a little bit of grease on the rail. Doesn't do anything good, doesn't do anything bad, I think. Yeah, I can just drip a little bit of like alcohol in those grease holes. That should help. I think that's getting it out. That's not really nice. Okay, that's good enough. The rails are really nice. Like these are the ones from the Switchwire bomb, and they are really nice. Like they're stiff, but they're like there's no like binding along the treble. Sure that we have all the excess grease out. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, it feels also very similar to this one. That's good. Let's go to the second sheet of kitchen towel. I think I definitely need to get more. Okay, then let's just slide that. Okay. Let's try to clean out those holes. All nice and greasy. That's how we like it. A light coating maybe help prevent rust, but might collect dust. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think like if you want to prevent rust, something like WD-40 might be better. But yeah, it's still like most likely will like cause dust to stick on it. So definitely try to get the excess off. But I think like, yeah, for rust, like maybe something like WD-40 would be really good. But I'm pretty sure that the Voron Discord has a perfect answer to that. I mean, on my V0, I also don't have any problems with rusty rails. So I really must have, I think what happened here is I have like over there like this cabinet where I put like, I had the parts in a box and I put the parts in the cabinet, and on the cabinet there's a plant. So when I watered the plant, there might have been just a drop of water like going haywire. It's the only reason I can explain like how those rails ended up being in contact with water. We see here again, like there's like just like a splash. It's just like one spot of rust. It's like not coated. It's just like this one single spot. I put way too much grease. Like way too much. But I repeat myself, but the rails are really nice. I feel like they do feel nicer than the LDO rails. They might just be like my memory not being perfect, but they do feel really smooth and nice. Let's see, can I also just use like the tweezers and get in there? Here we go. Okay. The hole. I like how it just like squirts out in the back. And see, recent V0 rebuild stream, he showed that the grease then by taking carrots off. Yeah, like I don't like to do that. I'm a bit too afraid of losing the balls. Those rails here actually came with a spare ball, which I found a really nice touch. Like they had like a little like little bag of spare ball. Like could have most likely took off the carriages, but now it's too late. But yeah, I didn't finish watching Steve's V0 rebuild yet. I'm kind of like somewhere in the middle. Then I had to leave. But I seemingly missed the important parts. Okay, here we go. There's a bit of grease in its hole still. Get this out. Okay. One to go. I'll still like most likely. Okay, let me get a little bit more kitchen towel for 1 second. After you have the carriage to come off accidentally, some experience. Yeah, I actually also had one off at one point, but still like it's a little bit dodgy to me. Like I don't like it. I don't like it. It's like too high risk. I think 1 sheet of kitchen towel per rail would have been an appropriate amount of kitchen towel. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there's like better ways to do that than this. Yes, this is really messy. Okay, let's see. Yeah, they slide really nice, and they're all quite consistent from what I can tell. Okay, let's get the holes clean, and then I would just like use one of the fresh kitchen towels, just put like some alcohol in it, and just like wipe off entire rail again, like all of them. Okay, let's quickly get a fresh one. And get everything cleaned. But yeah, as you mentioned, ballistic tech, a little bit of oil or grease coat most likely will help with rust prevention, so not too concerned. Bottom, nice and clean. And I think then we have very, very greased rails. This one slides easier than the others. So I wonder whether we should put this one on X so that we have consistent rail. You can also, I mean, the question is if it slides easier, like it could also be that there's more play. So maybe we shouldn't use the easy one for X. Hard decision, but yeah, ballistic tech, that's the right question. Best one for X. I'm not sure if it makes a huge difference. Like this one is easier sliding, and the other 4 are quite consistent. So my thinking would be that we have pairs of similar resistance rails, maybe. Yeah. So let's take the one with the rust spot. Yeah, this one. So these 2 will be Y. Sort of grease on it all. Yeah, I think next time I do that, I will try to take off the carriages and grease them like that. Okay, so these 2 will be Y. Not that big of a difference. Like they're all quite consistent. Like also this, it's easier going, but it's not like terribly easy. So let's do this one X and this Z. How do I mark that? That's a good question. How do we mark those? We mark them by me cleaning my hands because they're full of grease. And then I would just put like a little sticky note on them. Cool. Yeah, but I think like then let's I think that's a good place to end because now it's a complete mess and everything is greasy. Then I will clean everything here, clean my hands, and we'll like wipe, like there's still like some grease in the holes I used to grease them. So I'll clean it out a bit more. And the next time we will do the wire assembly. And I think from the wire assembly onward, it should be relatively quick to put on the motion system together. So hopefully next week we can just put together the entire motion system. And hopefully I don't get any more rust on those. Like I'll pay attention where I store them. So far we were lucky, like only non-essential parts had rust on them. But let's not tempt our let's not tempt the universe. Cool. Then thanks everyone for dropping by, and for those people who are part of Steve's Charlie Angel streams. I think he also started streaming, so that would be a good point to stop. Cool. Then thank you everyone, and see you next week.